have some notes and the tips I'm gonna tell you guys on my phone today, so that will be over there. Let's get into this video, you guys. Hey everybody, what's going on? You're back here with Kay, and it's great to see you guys, talk to you guys, put another video out this week. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your year is off to a great start. I hope we all learned a couple lessons, learned a couple things, able to get back up on our feet from 2020. Everything that's in the past week, the past few days are behind us. We're in a new week and even a new day, okay? So I hope we get more productive and we have new goals to accomplish, new tasks to get through each day. You guys probably can relate, but in 2020 I bought a couple of books. I bought quite a few books. Not that many, but enough. So I didn't get to finish all the books that I purchased last year, right? So these new books that I have not read rolled over into this year. So I'm trying to tackle some reading goals and just overachieve them. And I happened to finish at least one book by the end of last year. And that kind of gave me like a little jump start, a little motivation, like, okay, Kay, we can do this. We can just start reading, you know, get your leisure reads in. And I say leisure reads because I'm currently in school in a new semester. The spring semester just started like last week. Yeah, so I like kind of divide my time between like leisure reads on my free time and then reading for assignments. But maybe you guys read a lot for work, and by the time you get home you aren't motivated to like read a new book, or say you're too busy to read and you don't know how to fit it in your schedule. Because most of the time when we say we're too busy, it's like we don't schedule our day enough to get things done, right? Because if we enjoy it and if we're dedicated, we're gonna make time for it, right? So just think about how you schedule your day, because sometimes like we can pack in a lot in one day when we're like, wow, like I actually got all these things done. And then some days we kind of have a slower pace. We just take it by the wind. If we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't. And then we're like, I didn't have time for it. I'm too busy to this. And it's like, you could have scheduled at least 20 minutes or at least 10 minutes to read 2 pages or do that one thing in your 5-minute break. You know what I mean? Let's try to make our time productive. That's basically what we're going to talk about today. A couple tips on how to overachieve your reading goals, how to fit in reading into your schedule. Because like I said, I bought a few books last year and I do want to get some new ones, but I'm like, hey, don't buy any new books until these books on this shelf is complete, and then you can get new ones. So I'm like, how can I overachieve or achieve these goals of like reading a book in a month or each month and a half? And we can do this, okay? We can schedule our time properly. We can make it happen. And yes, we got this. Because I know some of you guys might be getting back into reading. You guys might be trying reading for fun. You guys might be doing like an audible read on your phone or your iPad or tablet or computer. Whichever way you read, whether it's on a device or a hard cover. I think that's the only forms of reading. You kind of have to know like which reading style you like or which one would be your main style. So for me, I like to do hardcover. So that's tip number 1. Decide like which style you like, whether you like it to be on your devices, whether your iPad, Kindle, laptop, tablet, whoever, your phone, or if you like to listen to books. Say you're doing dishes, getting ready for a meeting, picking out an outfit in the morning, driving to your local grocery store, and you play your audiobook. Like, that might be your best way to do it, and you get through the book. That's tip number 1. Decide which style you like. Pick which style reading you like, whether it's hard copy or digital or audio. And secondly, yeah, be consistent with that. So the best way to get reading done and like kind of overachieve, right? The tip I would give is to set small goals for yourself. This is with anything. If we set smaller goals, bite-sized pieces, it's most likely that we'll get it done. Because sometimes when we set a huge goal, like, okay, finish 5 chapters this week, typically someone could say, okay, a chapter a day, and we'll finish it by Friday. But sometimes the chapters are longer, they're definitely more overwhelming for us, and then we'll slow down. Then we'll think about the amount we have to read, then like the content, and then we might be discouraged by us being overwhelmed by this huge goal. But say if we're like, okay, I'm gonna read like a page or 2 before bed, or read a page or 2 before my meeting in 10 minutes, or read like 5 pages before this, and set those smaller goals, you're most likely to overachieve the goal and just keep flipping through, and you'll just be confident in your reading, and you're just on with it, and you're like, wait, I cannot put this book down. It's like so good. Set small goals for yourself. Do not overwhelm yourself when reading, because sometimes reading could be intimidating, and this depends on the genre too. Well, say you like the genre, you would just be on a roll. This next tip depends on like what you're reading. Note take like what's important to you, or highlight the sentence that like is meaningful to you, that sticks out, because in this case you'll actually like remember what you're reading, and you'll like find it more meaningful, and then you'll feel motivated because you know what you're reading, you like the content, and you're just, again, you're on with it. The whole idea is to like, how am I gonna get myself to be motivated to read? How am I gonna finish this book? So definitely like jotting things down, highlighting a couple phrases that mean a lot to you. Like, you'll end up being motivated to read more and be consistent and finish this like activity that you set up for yourself. The next tip I'd give is like, kind of like devote the book, or multiple books that you're reading, for like different time periods. So what I mean is, like, for me, I have one book that I specifically read like before bed. It's very meaningful, it's a great end to my day, like it's an easy read, and I'm able to like give myself grace if I only read 1 page because I'm falling asleep, and eventually I get through the book in small bits and pieces. And then another book that I'm going through, because I'm kind of doing 2 at a time right now, so my other book is more so like when I'm more aware or alert and awake. So that's the book that I read maybe when I'm having cereal, in the bathroom for a while, before my class starts, like, and I would maybe read it before bed, or during like my break time for my afternoon read. Like, kind of have a book devoted to certain things. Know the content, know the book you're reading, and decide, do I want this book to be my on-the-go book when I'm more alert, more awake, and during my free time, or my Saturday afternoons or Sunday afternoons at home while I'm bored? Or do I want this book to be before I go to sleep, close my eyes, and be the last thing I think about before I go to sleep? You gotta kind of weigh out your options, and this would help you achieve your goals too, because the book before bed, that's before you wind down. Maybe you're flipping through it, or maybe you get 2 pages before bed, but you're still progressing. And the other book you might speed through, you might get through more quickly because you read it when you're awake and you're more alert. Next and last but not least, the last tip I have is to definitely keep the books that you're reading. So I would advise to only do like 2 at a time at most, but definitely the book that you have, the books that you're reading, at this time, keep it in your sight and keep it at hand. Like, if you have, for me, I have a bookshelf, so all my books are visible. But if you're a person who keeps your books, I don't know, like in a closet or in the next room or downstairs in your office or somewhere other than where you commonly are, like, you most likely aren't gonna pick it up. So for me, I do have my books on my shelf, and maybe the books that I'm reading, I'll keep it up top. Those are like my priority books. But most likely, I keep it on my desk, which is across the room, or my nightstand right by my bed, on my desk downstairs. That's where I mostly do my homeschooling and college endeavors. Sometimes, yeah, like on my bed. Say if I wake up and read a couple pages, I'll keep it on my bed because at night I'll probably come back to that same book. So keep it somewhere where you can see it and you have it in reach. Because if it's not in reach, if you don't see it, you most likely will forget about it, and you'll go weeks on weeks on weeks without touching the book again. And then you're like, wow, like I wanted to get through that book but couldn't and didn't, and I just totally forgot about it. So definitely the books that you're reading, keep it around you. Make sure you have it in sight and you see it. You can hold it, grab it, pick it up for like your 10-minute break and get through 2 pages or 3. It definitely helps to keep things out in front of you, because we can forget. We can just move on with our lives, spend time scrolling on Instagram, spend time binge watching YouTube videos or Netflix or movies or whatever have you. But if the book you're reading is in sight, you might be motivated to pick it up and put your social medias down and have time to read. Yeah. And just one last thing, if you guys are people who make to-do list or calendar or anything of the sort, make sure you calendar in reading time or quiet reading time, 30 minutes for reading or something of the sort. And say you guys are doing something like you guys do deep conditioning to your hair or you wash your laundry, like for those moments, let your laundry time be time where you're reading, or the time that you're doing deep conditions to your hair, you could be reading. So like I said earlier in this video about scheduling time for the things you want to do and scheduling your time wisely, like that's what I mean. Like you could be multitasking. That would be very helpful for achieving your goal of reading. I hope these small tips are helpful, as it definitely helped me, and this helped me to like use my time wisely and get more tasks done in one day. So this journey for me of like reading and scheduling my days properly, make time for the things that are important to you. I hope you guys have a good time reading or getting through something that you're trying to implement into your schedule but didn't know how. And I hope you guys have more productive days. And thank you guys again for clicking on this video, for tuning in with me. Feel free always to comment down below. Let's talk in the comments. Let me know what book you guys are currently reading, if you guys are reading a book right now. And also let me know if you guys got back into reading or if you guys are starting to read more. I don't know. Let's chat in the comments. Thank you guys for all the new subscribers. I see you guys, so thanks. Welcome to my channel, and yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, have a great day.